It started that night.
My name's Aaron Blake, and this happened during the winter of 2022. Somewhere in Montana, a trip that was supposed to be our peaceful family road escape before Christmas. It started out perfect. Me, my wife Lena, and our 12-year-old daughter Katie had rented a motorhome, a glossy white RV that smelled like new vinyl and coffee. We planned to drive through Yellowstone, camp a few nights under the stars, and watch the snow settle around us. Everything looked picture perfect until the static started. We'd parked the RV near a frozen lake, about an hour off the main road. No signal, no other campers. Just snow-covered pine trees and the kind of silence that makes you whisper without realizing it. That night, after dinner, we sat around playing cards. The heater hummed, soft music played from my phone, and the lights inside gave the place a warm glow. Around midnight, I noticed the radio flicker. A soft burst of static broke through the quiet, even though we weren't using it. Lena frowned. "Is that thing even on?" I shook my head. "No, must have, just glitched." But then the static whispered. Not a clear word, just something that sounded close to human speech, almost like a voice trying to tune in through the noise. Katie giggled nervously. "Dad, that's creepy." I turned it off completely, but even then, I swear I could still hear it faintly, like the sound had moved to the walls of the RV itself. The next morning, I stepped outside to get some air. The cold hit like a slap, and the world was blindingly white. That's when I noticed them footprints, not ours. They circled the RV once, then led off into the woods. Bare footprints, no shoes. Just deep impressions in the snow that went on until they disappeared among the trees. "Lena," I called, "you've got to see this." She came out, wrapped in her robe, blinking against the sun. "Maybe a hiker," she said, though her voice trembled. "Someone lost, barefoot, in this cold." We followed the prints for about 20 feet until they just stopped, like whoever it was had vanished mid-step. The air felt heavier after that. Even Katie got quiet. We packed up and decided to drive to the next rest area, just to be around people again by late afternoon. We found a long stretch of highway lined with snow. The GPS glitched in and out, no towns for miles. Inside the RV, Katie had dozed off in the back bunk. Lena was flipping through stations trying to find music. That's when the static returned, loud this time, sharp and electric. Lena lowered the volume. "I swear it's like someone's talking." Then, through the static, a voice cut through, clear as day. "Aaron." I froze. Lena's hand tightened around mine. "Aaron, turn around." My blood went cold. The voice was my own. I killed the radio instantly and pulled the RV to the side of the road. Snow sprang up around us. For a few seconds, no one said anything. The only sound was the wind battering the sides of the motorhome. Katie stirred awake. "Dad, why'd we stop?" "Just engine check," I muttered, forcing a smile, but I didn't step out. I didn't even move. My reflection stared back at me from the windshield, pale, wide-eyed, confused. I stopped at a small RV park near Ennis, Montana. There were maybe 2 other campers there, lights faint through the snowstorm. That night, I couldn't sleep. The static had stopped, but something else replaced it. A faint knocking sound, not from the door, from underneath. Tap, tap, tap. I crawled out of bed, trying not to wake Lena. The sound grew louder as I moved toward the front. When I opened the little floor hatch that led to the storage compartment, the knocking stopped. Nothing but cold air and the smell of gasoline. I shut it fast, but when I turned around, the front door was open. Snow blew in, soft flakes swirling in the dim light. I ran forward, slammed it shut, and looked out through the frosted window. There were footprints again, this time leading toward the RV. Morning came gray and colorless. The storm had eased a bit. Lena insisted we leave early. We packed up quickly, but when I went to unplug the power cable from the park outlet, I noticed something written in the frost on the side of the RV. "It wasn't there before you took the wrong road." I froze. My breath fogged up the letters, making them fade, but I didn't need to reread them. I jumped back inside, slammed the lock, and floored it out of that park. Lena held onto the dashboard. "Aaron, what did you see?" "Nothing, just nothing," but I kept checking the mirrors. Every few minutes I thought I saw someone walking along the edge of the forest. Not close, not distinct, just a shape, dark and slow, keeping pace with us. The strangest part. Every time I blinked, it was closer. By sunset, we reached a single gas station, sitting like a lonely island in the snow. The lights flickered weakly, and an old man inside looked up as we pulled in. "Long road ahead," he said, peering out. "Storm's coming back tonight." I nodded, just trying to get home. He glanced at our RV, eyes narrowing. "That one's from Silver Trail Rentals." "Yeah, why?" He wiped his hands on a rag. "You might want to have that checked. Last folks who took it didn't bring it back." My chest tightened. "What do you mean?" He shrugged. 2 years ago, family of 3, vanished up near Pine Hollow. The search team only found the RV engine running, door wide open, heat still on. Lena stepped closer. "Did they ever find them?" The old man just shook his head slowly. "Not all of them. We should have turned around." But the snow hit harder, and visibility dropped to nothing. The GPS rerouted automatically, and God help me, I didn't even notice until I saw the sign through the snowflakes. Pine Hollow 2 miles, Lena whispered. Aaron, this is the place, he said. Katie stirred from the back. Where are we? Before I could answer, the radio turned on by itself. Aaron, you're almost home. I slammed the brakes. The RV screeched and fishtailed before stopping. The lights flickered. The heater cut out for a second. Everything went black. Then the TV screen inside flickered on, though we hadn't used it once. Static danced across it before an image formed, grainy black and white, showing our RV from above. Lena gasped. That's us. The camera panned slowly toward the door from the outside, and then it opened. Snow swirled in, but the screen stayed focused on the entrance. We waited. Then something stepped in. A tall, dark figure with wet footprints, head tilting slightly like it was listening, and from the speakers, my own voice whispered, don't look behind you. I don't remember much after that. The lights went out completely. The cold hit like a wave, and I heard Lena screaming, Katie crying. The static roaring louder and louder until it felt like it was inside my skull. When I woke up, it was morning. The RV door hung open. Snow covered everything. Lena and Katie were gone. No prints, no blood, just silence. The police found me wandering the road a few hours later, half frozen. I told them what happened. They searched for weeks. No trace of them. The RV. They impounded it, but I heard from one of the deputies that every night, the radio in the evidence lot still turns on by itself. Same time, same voice, same words. Aaron, turn around. My name is Brian Foster. I'm 38 years old, and 3 weeks ago, my family and I took a winter RV trip through Montana. It was supposed to be an adventure, a bonding experience. Me, my wife Sarah, our daughter Emma, who's 12, and our son Kyle, who's 9. We'd rented a 32-foot motorhome for 2 weeks. The plan was to drive from Missoula up through Glacier National Park, see the winter scenery, take photos, make memories. We made memories, all right, but not the kind we wanted, because somewhere between Kalispell and the Canadian border, on a snowy back road with no cell service, we found something, or more accurately, something found us. And by the time we escaped, we weren't the same family anymore. I'm writing this because I need someone to understand what happened, because the explanation we gave the police, it wasn't the whole truth. It wasn't even close. But if we'd told them the real story, they would have thought we were insane. Maybe we are insane. Maybe what we experienced was some kind of shared psychosis brought on by carbon monoxide or altitude or stress. But I don't think so. I think we encountered something real, something that lives in the Montana wilderness, something that knows how to make you see things, make you believe things, make you turn on the people you love most. We left Missoula on January 18th, 2024. It was cold, about 15 degrees, but the RV had good heat and we'd packed plenty of warm clothes. The roads were clear. Weather forecast looked good. Everything seemed perfect. The first 3 days were great. We drove through a beautiful country, stopped at lookout points, cooked meals in the RV, played board games at night. The kids complained about the lack of Wi-Fi, but even they admitted it was kind of cool to be off the grid. On day 4, January 21st, we decided to take a scenic detour. Highway 93 was the main route, but Sarah had read about a smaller road that cut through the mountains, less traveled, more authentic, better views. It'll be an adventure, she said, looking at the map on her phone before we lost signal. I should have said no, should have stuck to the main highway, but I wanted to impress the kids, show them something most tourists never see. So we turned onto County Road 486, a narrow 2-lane road that wound up into the mountains. Pine trees on both sides. It's snow everywhere, no other cars, just us and the wilderness. For the first hour, it was beautiful. Then the snow started falling. Heavy, the kind of snow that accumulates fast. Within 30 minutes, visibility dropped to maybe 50 feet. The road disappeared under fresh powder. Brian, maybe we should turn around, Sarah said. There's nowhere to turn around. Road's too narrow. We'll just keep going slow. We'll be fine. But we weren't fine, because at 3:47 p.m., the engine started making a noise, a grinding, coughing sound. Then it died, right there in the middle of nowhere. The RV rolled to a stop. I tried restarting it. Nothing, not even a click. The dashboard was completely dark. No lights, no power. Even the battery was dead. What's happening? Emma asked from the back. It's okay, sweetie. Just a mechanical issue. Dad's going to fix it. But I had no idea how to fix it. I'm an accountant, not a mechanic. I bundled up, went outside, popped the hood. Everything looked fine to me. No visible damage. No loose wires. But the snow was really coming down now, and it was getting dark fast. I got back inside. We need to call for help. Sarah pulled out her phone. No signal. I haven't had signal for 2 hours. Okay, we'll just wait. Someone will come along. Another car will flag them down. We waited. 1 hour. 2 hours. No cars. No one. Just snow and darkness and cold. The RV had propane heat, but without power it wouldn't run. The temperature inside started dropping. We bundled the kids in blankets. We pulled out all the warm clothes we had. Dad, I'm scared, Kyle said. Don't be scared, buddy. We're going to be fine. This is just part of the adventure. But I was scared too, because the temperature outside was dropping below zero, and we were trapped. Around 9 p.m., Kyle said he saw something outside, pressing against the window, a face pale watching us. There's nothing there, Kyle, Sarah said. It's just shadows. Snow on the glass. But I looked, and for just a second, I thought I saw it too. A face, pressed against the window, then gone. At 11 p.m., Emma heard knocking. 3 slow knocks on the RV door. Someone's here, she said. Someone's going to help us. I grabbed my flashlight, went to the door. Is someone out there? Silence. Just wind and snow. I opened the door, shined my light. Nothing. No footprints in the snow. No one. Must have been the wind, I said. But the knocking sounded deliberate. Purposeful. At 1 a.m. Sarah woke me up. Brian, listen. I listened. Footsteps. On the roof. Walking from front to back. Slow. Heavy. What is that? She whispered. I don't know. Maybe snow sliding off. But snow doesn't walk. Snow doesn't have rhythm. The footsteps stopped. Right above where we were sitting. Then we heard scratching. Like fingernails on metal. Scraping back and forth. Emma started crying. Kyle buried his face in Sarah's shoulder. Stay here, I said. I grabbed a flashlight and climbed up to look out the skylight. I saw it, a shape, hunched on the roof. Human-sized but wrong. Too thin, too angular. Its head turned toward me, but I couldn't see a face. Just darkness where a face should be. I dropped back down. We need to leave now, on foot. Brian, it's below zero out there. We'll freeze in here too. At least if we walk, we stay warm. We can follow the road back. Find help. Sarah knew I was right. We bundled the kids in every warm layer we had, put on our boots, grabbed flashlights. We opened the door, stepped out into the snow. It was neat. The wind cut through our clothes immediately. Stay close together, I said. Don't separate. Don't stop moving. We started walking, back the way we'd come. Following the road, or what we thought was the road. Everything looked the same. White, dark, endless after 30 minutes. Kyle said, Dad, I see lights. I looked. In the distance, maybe a quarter mile away. Lights, yellow, warm, a building. Come on, there's a house. We can get help. We walked faster. The lights got closer. I could see it now. A cabin. Smoke coming from the chimney. Windows glowing. We reached the front door. I pounded on it. Hello, we need help. Please. The door opened. A man stood there. Mid-50s. Flannel shirt. Beard. He looked ... normal. Real. Come in, he said. Jesus, you're freezing. What are you doing out here? Our RV broke down. About 2 miles back. We've been stranded for hours. Do you have a phone? Phone lines are down. Storm knocked them out. But come in. Warm up. I've got a fire going. We stepped inside. The cabin was warm. A fire crackled in the fireplace. There was a couch, a table, everything normal. Sit down. I'll make some coffee. You folks must be frozen. We sat, the kids huddled near the fire. Sarah rubbed her hands together. Thank you, I said. We didn't know what we were going to do. You're lucky you found me, the man said from the kitchen. Not many people live out here. You could have walked for miles. Something about his voice bothered me. It was too steady, too calm. I looked around the cabin. It was clean, too clean. No personal items, no photos, no books. Nothing that suggested someone actually lived here. How long have you lived here? I asked. Long time, he said. Long time. He came back with mugs and handed them to us. I looked at mine. The coffee was dark, steaming, but it smelled wrong. Metallic like rust. Drink up. It'll warm you. I raised the mug to my lips. Then I looked at Sarah. She was looking at her mug, frowning. She looked at me, shook her head slightly. Actually, I said, we should probably try to get back to the RV, check on it. But you just got here. You need to rest. Warm up properly. We really should go. The man's smile faded. I don't think that's a good idea. We're going, I said, standing. Come on, kids. Sit down, the man said. His voice was different now. Deeper. Wrong. We're leaving. Thank you for your help. I grabbed Emma and Kyle, started toward the door. You can't leave, the man said. You're not supposed to leave. You're supposed to stay. Everyone who comes here stays. I pulled the door open, looked outside, and my heart stopped. There was no snow, no trees, no Montana wilderness. Just darkness, infinite, empty, like looking into space. What is this? Sarah whispered. You're not in Montana anymore, the man said. You haven't been for hours, since your RV stopped, since you saw me on the roof. This is where people come when they get lost, really lost, and once you're here, you don't leave. I slammed the door, turned to face him. What are you? I'm what's left when people disappear in the wilderness. I'm the last thing they see, the last hope, and when they realize I'm not real, that's when they become part of me. Asterisk. The cabin started changing, walls melting, floor dissolving. The man's face stretched, split, became something else, something with too many eyes. Too many mouths run. I screamed. We ran through the dissolving cabin into the darkness, and somehow, impossibly, we were back in the snow, back in Montana, running through the forest. Behind us, we heard it laughing, screaming, speaking in 1,000 voices. We ran until we saw lights, real lights, a gas station, Highway 93 civilization. We made it out. The police found our abandoned RV the next day. Engine was fine, battery was fine, it started right up. They said we must have panicked, got disoriented, wandered off in the storm. But we know what happened. We know what we saw. That cabin, that thing. And sometimes, late at night, I hear it knocking. 3 slow knocks, like it's looking for us, like it wants to finish what it started. My name is Brian Foster, and my family barely survived a winter road trip in Montana. Not because of the cold, not because of the snow, but because we got lost in a place that shouldn't exist, and something there wanted us to stay forever. My name's Megan Hall, and I've never told this story publicly before. It happened in December 2021, during a cross-country trip from Oregon to Colorado in our RV. Me, my fiancé Ryan, and our golden retriever, Buddy. It was supposed to be our dream vacation before the wedding. Just the 2 of us. Snow-covered mountains, podcasts, coffee, and quiet highways. But what followed us out of that? Storm wasn't human. The first 3 days were perfect. We left Portland under clear skies, drove through Idaho, and spent our nights in small, scenic campsites. Buddy loved the snow. He'd chase flakes until he couldn't see straight. On the 4th day, though, the weather changed fast. Dark clouds rolled in like bruises, and by nightfall it was a WHITOUT. We found a safe place to stop, an old rest area off Highway 20. Only one other vehicle sat there, an abandoned pickup truck covered in ice. No lights, no footprints, just silence. Ryan parked the RV, turned on the heater, and joked, "It's like something out of The Shining." I laughed, but something about that truck bothered me. The snow hadn't covered it evenly, like someone had brushed part of it off recently. Around midnight, Buddy started growling. Low guttural, his fur standing on end. I sat up. "What is it, Buck?" He stared at the door, teeth bared. Ryan mumbled, half asleep, "Probably a raccoon." But raccoons don't knock. 3 slow, deliberate knocks echoed on the RV door. Ryan froze. We both looked at each other. "That, did you hear that?" Kind of silence. Then it came again. Knock, knock, knock. He grabbed the flashlight and whispered, "Stay here." When he opened the door, the freezing wind hit hard, but no one was there. Just snow, untouched. "See," he said, forcing a smile. "Nothing." Then Buddy started barking at the roof. We both heard it. A dragging sound, like something crawling, slow and heavy, over the metal. Thump, drag, thump, drag. Ryan stepped outside with a flashlight, shining it up. "Nothing, maybe branches," he said, but there were no trees around. When he came back in, he looked pale. "There's something weird," he whispered. "There's no snow on the roof." I blinked. "What?" "The whole RV's covered except the top. Like something big's been lying there." Buddy whimpered and crawled under the table. By morning, the storm had passed. I peeked outside. The pickup truck was still there, but something was off. The driver's door was open. I went closer, crunching through the snow. There were footprints, barefoot ones, leading away from the truck and circling the RV. Ryan called out, "Meg, come back inside." But curiosity pulled me forward. Inside the truck, there was an old CB radio, still humming faintly. The seat was torn up, and the windshield had a spiderweb crack in it. And on the dashboard was a photo, a man, smiling with his arm around a woman and a kid on the back, written in shaky ink, "Keep moving. Don't let it ride with you." That night, we drove until late, trying to reach a motel before dark. The snow started again, softer but steady. Ryan was quiet. He kept glancing at the mirrors like he was watching something. Finally, I asked, "What's wrong?" He hesitated. "I saw someone." My stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" He swallowed hard. "In the rear camera. Looked like someone standing on the road when we passed that last curve. Just standing there, watching us go." I turned around, but the road was empty. He rubbed his face. "Probably nothing. I just need sleep." We stopped near an empty forest pullout, parked, ate, tried to relax. But that night I woke to the sound of boots on the floor, not Ryan's. I held my breath. The sound stopped. Then, from the front seat, a whisper, "Keep moving." Ryan was still asleep beside me. I slowly sat up. My pulse hammering. The RV window across from the bed was fogged, but I could see something moving behind the condensation, like a shadow pacing slowly back and forth inside the glass. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. Nothing there, but in the faint reflection, I saw something standing behind me, tall, thin, face covered in frost. When I spun around, there was nothing. The flashlight flickered, and then, in the dark, I heard Buddy scream, not bark. Scream. I ran to the front. He was gone. Door wide open, snow blowing in. "Ryan," I shouted. He bolted up, panicked. We both ran outside. The prints in the snow went maybe 10 feet, and then stopped, just like the ones from the truck. He looked at me, shaking. "We're leaving, right now." As we drove, The radio, which had been off, came to life. Static, at first, then faint voices. Keep moving. Ryan hit the button. Must be interference. But the voice came back, louder now. Too late. The GPS clicked. The map spun. Then, from the radio again, a new voice. Mine. You should have left him. Ryan looked at me, horrified. That was you. I shook my head. I didn't before I could finish. Something slammed the side of the RV hard enough to tilt it. Ryan yelled, gripping the wheel. What the hell was that? The lights flickered. I saw movement outside the windows. Tall shapes running alongside us. Their limbs wrong. Too long faster. I screamed. He floored it. The engine roared. For a second, I saw one of them clearly in the headlights, a face stretched tight like wax, eyes black and wet. It smiled, then it was gone. We made it to a small roadside motel in Wyoming by dawn. The manager stared at our RV like it was cursed. You folks came through the pass last night, he asked. Ryan nodded. Thought the man shook his head. That road's been closed since December 19th. Ryan frowned. What? It's the 19th today. The man's face went pale. No, it's the 23rd. I laughed, weakly. That's impossible. We checked our phones. Dead batteries. The clocks in the RV, all four of them, had stopped at 2:13 a.m. We stayed in that motel for 2 nights. Tried to act normal. The owner's dog wouldn't go near our RV on the 3rd morning. I found something new in the snow beside it. A single dog paw print, followed by bare human footprints. That same day, the motel clerk knocked on our door, holding an envelope. Someone dropped this off for you, he said. Inside was a photograph, the same one I'd found in that abandoned truck. The man, the woman, the kid. But now, there were 2 more figures added to the photo, me and Ryan, and scrawled across the back. Now it rides with you. We sold the RV a week later, never took another road trip again. But sometimes, when I'm driving late at night, my phone radio crackles just for a second, and I swear I hear a voice whispering through the static, keep moving. And in the rearview mirror, for the briefest moment, I see Buddy, sitting in the back seat, watching me with eyes too dark to be his own.